Happy Friday. Good morning, world, from You Will Make It TV, where we share topics, insightful messages, and if you haven't subscribed, we do encourage you to press the gold subscribe bell, and this is how you in a loop to remain notified every time You Will Make It TV is content or has a new up or even a new channel, so you don't want to miss it. We encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. These are all three you can still support. All right. Happy Friday once again from our You Will Make It TV, yours, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys' support. Sometimes it's not about the, you know what I mean. It's actually a time to give my opinion about this. Uh, I believe the day society turned more at judging the messenger or finding messenger, it's actually not new. Mankind has continued to do this. We miss the message so many times because we're focused on the messenger. Look at Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? We're focused on comparing ourselves to the one that delivers the message. But if we really nitty gritty, even when it comes to prophets and speakers God used back in the Holy Bible, there wasn't a time these guys or women God was trying to use was trying to come forth and somebody to try to deflect the attention from the message to the messenger. And it seemed like people pick and choose who to do this with. Some messengers they just accept it. They like the messenger, but if God worked that way, we would have seen that a long time ago. Like when even God tries to prove that point, He says, "I the proud." He does with simple those that sit up and they're too wise for God or they're for other people. It's God Almighty who humbles. That's the only one, if you ask me, who can. uh, it's just really crazy. I'm gonna say the word today, the word of this topic, the word of this insightful topic, the word of the day. If anything else out of my inspirational topics, opinions, viewpoints, and reaction to real life events that happen across the globe every day that affect us all every indirectly or directly. What do I mean? The word of the day is undermine. UNDERMINE. And when we think about Elon Musk, you would probably just assume that there's nobody that can undermine him. He's Elon Musk. He's one of the most intelligent people, if not on the globe, in our country right now. That's what some people actually, agree with. They've already humbled themselves and said that, yeah, they feel like Elon Musk is more intelligent than them. I don't know why it matters. That's why we're going to talk about undermining, like how slowly society just it's what they do, man. Two people can't get along. You're gonna be compared. Compare and contrast gonna always come with any duo you find. Suddenly they were comparing and contrasting. This is just my opinion. They're comparing and contrasting Elon with Trump. And if you're gonna compare and contrast something, that's why on a short I said the other day, science taught us that opposites attract. That's not gonna for anybody. Even during the civil rights movements and things, you couldn't stop a racial couple from loving each other. They knew they were opposite, and civil rights laws at that time did not stop people be in love just because they were different. Y'all probably like, what this got to do with the White House? I'm getting there because the word of the day is undermine. UNDERMINE. Now, of course, if you overthink something, they say that's bad too. But I say it's somebody that's just constantly undermined it. Anybody will undermine it. Is this why Trump and Elon Musk are kind of like beefing right now? I was just wondering, like, is this why they're beefing? Like, the other, when you have two great people in the room or standing together or, agreeing with one another on a project, I'm telling y'all, it doesn't matter what duo it is. I think even when people first seen them come out as business partners or buddies, or maybe they already saw something. They didn't look at it as like, oh, I might need some assistance in what he's trying to do. They just, I don't know. People have been giving their opinions of how that looked. Like what president just walked around with his uh, personal opinion giver, advisor all the time. Maybe didn't see it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing advisor. I'm not just like here to defend Trump. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember every great leader, whether they show us or not, usually has a side advisor. I already did this research years ago. All right, amen. I did a research about something, and it was like how really good leaders might want to have an advisor, and that advisor is not there to undermine your intelligence. I was going to give an example. Lion King, Zazu might have seemed like a little bitty bird, didn't he? A little bitty bird that just played a small role in the bloodline of the lions, okay? Yeah. And people, no matter how much they talk about that movie, I just feel like Zazu, the monkey, Timon and Pumbaa, none of them got enough uh, credit for who they were in Mufasa's life. But I want to go back to Zazu for a second because Zazu was more, uh, yeah, he can be compared to, he was like the king's advisor. Assistant is not an advisor. An advisor is a step above an assistant. That advisor will have a little more power than an assistant. Okay? But like I said, some of the greatest kings and leaders that I've seen and been researching about, they had an advisor. Like I say, they might not show it publicly like we saw with Elon Musk and Trump. But there's like, and still, advice is just advice. Nobody ever had to take it, right? You might get a warning advisory, uh, advice about something. Because an advisor, that's what they do. It was to try to demonize such a role. I'm not defending. I'm not like, oh, y'all beating up Elon Musk. I'm getting to a point like showing you guys a different perception about something really quick. If the advisor, for so whatever reason, like an advisor would have to be trusted by the one that they're advising. You can be an advisor all day long, but once you begin to lose the trust of who you're advising, yeah, why wouldn't you expect y'all to bump heads? Maybe the advisor suddenly feels like you advised them wrong. That's why not everybody agrees with basing their whole career or leadership or position around an advisor. Just like a manager is probably more in control of how things are managed. But when we look at positions like the White House or like really high positions of power, I would say my personal opinion, there's nothing wrong with having an advisor, somebody that's helping you through your decisions. But then Elon Musk was starting to be crucially judged just like Trump because they just see the changes happening. And Elon Musk was around, the changes were happening. Is that showing us now the whole time? Just because a person around the time didn't mean they agree with what they're doing. Elon Musk and Trump's story is showing us right here. People's number one complaint is that, oh, we voted this person into office over 100 something days ago, and we feel like the words that we were told that were going to be kept wasn't kept. And this is exactly why I'm like I am. But they still want you to put your whole might, trust, and soul into who your leader is. And it's crazy. No, I think more people are disappointed that God is opening all of our eyes to see. If you ask me, He's opened all of our eyes to see. That way, when judgment come, we cannot like, oh God, I didn't know that that leader was. I didn't know that that person I was advising them in the wrong direction. You're not gonna have an excuse. And those that look at the leaders being exposed, so you better believe the trickling down is going to begin at some point. That's usually how, something that's being built or demolished works. You start at the top of the chain and then you trickle down to everybody else. It's just crazy. People describe their emotions with the change going on across the country right now. Some of us as embarrassing because our name is the United States. Yet, vision. It's like a boil. It's funny. They're right outside my door blowing leaves or something. But that's okay. I'll ever till they're done. But this has always been my situation when I work from home. How do you go? I don't know how they even be knowing I'm doing it. I'm in my house. But yeah, there's the distraction. Y'all hear it? Let me get closer to the door because I'm like, we might as well broadcast this live. They literally just start coming over here blowing leaves and stuff right by my door while I'm live. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear it? It's like, yeah, let's go do some loud work by her door while she's live. But that's okay. I'm gonna still have my personal why, that's the distraction. That's what I'm talking about. That's an example of division right there. But we're so united. And united was nothing that could ever be faked or pretended. Life is teaching all of us when division is lurking amidst a united group, eventually it's going to be leaked because y'all are that united. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody is connected somewhere. But the United States and people are wondering why some people feel embarrassed about what everything that's been transpiring lately. Your freedoms and rights to all this evidence, all this stuff that surrounds us every day that proves the division. Y'all heard? It's getting loud again. I'm laughing at it, calling it out. That is so stupid. And I would say you can't say people ain't trying to go to work. Look how it's getting louder. Like, who the hell blows leaves by your front door? Listen to this, y'all. Anyways, like I said, how are you so united, but the division is leading you? And that's what I'm tired of, following leaders with hearts full of division. Period. Somebody, I'm going to follow you in the United States and y'all divided. How I'm going to look up to you and know what my next move, and all your advice is go to work? Sir, I'm at home working right now. You didn't hear the leaf blower outside and the stuff that your American people do that surround us when they feel a little envious and jealousy? We can't say it's one nation under God. What God? See, people complaining right now in the state of Texas about the 10 Commandments that may have to be displayed in the classrooms. I said it on the last stream. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. The 10 Commandments is pretty much the laws you had to abide by anyway. I don't know why that just, once again, exposed division. You had a group of people stood up and said, no, we don't want that in the school. Okay. Having two separate opinions is not division. That's what usually edifies a person, place, thing, or situation. You're going to need different opinions. That's not division. That shows more unity than anything. Everybody coming together to give their opinions. I swear it just seemed like we have some very childish people in leadership. In so many places, I don't even know where to start. Childish. That's the word I use. Because a child do not understand unity all the time. a child first thought is not to share something or let somebody else speak first. Okay, that's something that you expect from a child, and then you have leaders acting like this. I'm just so tired of it, y'all. And then want to hurry up and shun you. That's the thing. I never put on a title on any paper anywhere like, hey, I'm a leader. They do so much. They enforce so much just to try to naturally look that way, and it's annoying. But anyways, you can't vote somebody in office and say, well, they didn't keep their word. The only person word we should have been trusting from the beginning is God Almighty's. The one who told us, the leader who told us, I don't go back on mine. My word don't change. For the devil, for the demons, for whoever, he said his word don't change. Anything God said he was able to do, and he was put to the test to do it, he came through about it. Gotta even use people. I just, let me say it like this. I believe there were people who could foresee who was going to be president, even during election time. And it's not so they can sit around and say, oh, I see, I knew, I know all. No. God doesn't pre-show anything. Show us something before it happened for no reason. Now you got to pay attention. Why would people want to silence those who can see from afar? If people ain't out here doing nothing that they're not supposed to be doing. So I just feel like some people saw who was going to be president before, while the elections was going on, while the campaigns, while all the speakers were standing up there debating one another. And now they want to say, well, he's not doing anything he promised us. It's just funny. Or they're seeing changes that they say, hey, this kind of blindsided us. That's what, I hate to say it like that. That's what people get. They put in leadership who they want to. They do. And most of the people that vote, that's what's crazy. Now, if y'all gonna send illegal people away from here, make sure none of those votes were illegal. But we don't get to see that, right? Because we're just the little people. Like, we don't know what went on with the votes. We just know who ended up in there. We don't know what happened with the votes. All of them need to be legal. Just like YouTube, too. It needs to be legal. Any businesses we walk in, it needs to be legal. Any social medias, it should only be legal activities going on there. But we know that's not always the case. They have let so many different organizations, businesses, companies operate this way for so long. You know what I'm saying? Please don't tell me this is leaking over into the White House. Division anywhere was a problem. I wouldn't even be surprised if they changed the name of the country soon, one day. The quote was always this. Y'all know how I specialize in quotes or whatever. The quote was always this. United we stand. United we stand. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. United we stand, divided we fall. That's an old quote. We all know it. And then people see that quote is true when stuff start happening. What do you mean? We ain't never stood in America divided. I can't think of a historical time yet when America was divided and it was peace. Just getting back to the morals, integrities, and principles of topics like this, situations like this. People are always going to be shocked, though, when two people you seen walk together for a very long time suddenly start beefing. It's just weird. People made jokes and said, well, when money is the foundation of a relationship, it's never going to last long. Because think about it. Money has never been love. It's something you can give to prove your love or something, but it's never been love. Money has never been a therapist. Money has never been, I've been preaching this for a minute. Some things in this world, they say the best things in life are free for a reason. That's why I knew I was being led divinely when it came to quotes anyway. Just specializing in them. Because there's more people that y'all wouldn't believe live by quotes more than the actual Bible, more than the actual Word of God. They live by the guidance and leadership of people that literally full of division in their heart, bro. Before they're even talking to other country leaders and stuff, they just be full of it, bro. Anyways, from what I see, you got two strong-willed entrepreneurs, business people, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Neither of the men never needed anybody. They just showed us that within, in, and out. They've shown us they don't really need, you know, before they was even openly rocking with each other and in the public eye. We damn sure knew Elon Musk didn't need any assistance. Mr. Trump, you know, he seems to have his own mind of business senses and how to operate and lead. So where did they need each other? I just feel like a puzzle, you have to put the accurate leaders in the place where they deserve to be, where the people deserve to have them. And then, because when you put the wrong combinations together, you never get the lock open. Period. That's what I'm saying. We're using all the wrong codes. I'm trying to find words to say it, but to me, we're using the wrong codes. Anytime you don't have the accurate combination, the lock is going to stay shut. The freedoms are slowly going away. People see this. You cannot undermine something and call it freedom, man, because now that person's mind is still caged. That person's mind is still programmed. But you program them, that's my point, to believe that they're free. Yet all kind of freedoms are being slashed left and right. I hadn't took too much time to consider what illegal immigrants have been going through. I really hadn't personally. Like, actually, some of them share TikTok stories today saying, "Black people, how in the world have y'all been handling this type of discrimination?" Literally, they're posting stories asking it. Any level of discrimination where somebody trying to push you away or get you out the way, woo woo woo. They are seeing that in this country. That's how it feels to them. They said this is not right. We're humans. We're over here trying to study, work jobs, make better lives for ourselves. Because, like, I believe that too. Not every illegal immigrant is over here doing crazy stuff, just like every legal person is not. Every person that's legal in America haven't been doing the right thing either. Oh, yeah, and let me mention, that includes some of our leaders too. That's why people is like, well, make sure this and that is legal. It is kind of a time of awakening if you think about it, because now more people are thinking about it. It's like there's a group working behind the scenes to rid of people they don't like. Because when in history have we heard of some of these changes ever happening? I'ma always agree with the exposure of injustices and stuff like that. But it seemed like it was just more exposed, like his power. That's what has been exposed, which we all knew presidents have power, but it's like he wants to exhibit that over everything. I was just gonna say, power moves mountains. In y'all opinion, what is the reputations of That's what I said on another stream. It seemed like people's reputations directly were being targeted. There's no other way to explain it, especially if the things you're bringing up about them is from 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You don't go in somebody like Trump history wondering what he used to do after he's in his second term of presidency. Like, that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now you want, I wouldn't, I'm just using him for an example, but I feel that way about anybody. If you bring me facts on anybody from 25 years ago, I'm gonna feel like you're seeking to target their reputation. Let's talk about what reputation is a little bit. Remember, the word of the day on this stream is undermine. Undermining me or the next person would be saying, oh no, I'm not trying to defame your reputation. Of course I'm not doing that. Of course I'm not trying to make whole cultures of people look a certain way and control the narrative about them again. Because people are talking about this, how they're supposedly here soon going to be a ban, a travel ban from 12, supposedly 12 different countries coming here. Being able to travel. COVID-19 pandemic, where there were travel bans, BANS. I would say I would have more expected travel bans while there were drones flying around that people couldn't understand where they were coming from. Drones and possibly even UFOs. Where were the travel bans then? And airplanes was falling out the sky the whole beginning, the first 3 months of the year. Unexplainable plane crashes. Y'all know I try to do these topics without being too much of a preacher, bringing spiritual knowledge into it. None of that was right to begin with. Why was planes falling out the sky? Might I add, people lost their lives. I'm going to give a moment of silence to give my condolences, actually. It just made me think about that. Those weren't just plane crashes. People lost their life every time it happened. And I never seen a travel ban after that. Yeah, I don't care. It got up to 5 plane crashes, 8, 9, 10 plane crashes. They didn't do a travel ban. We got to be careful not to work against ourselves. It's easy for any one of us to say that to the next person. But as a country, why work against yourself? But I mean, it's been going on though. When you work against your own people just because they're a different race, you're working against yourself. When you work against a body of people, there's no better way I can say it. Within your own means, I don't care what country it is, you are working against yourself. Even Adolf Hitler, he was working against himself, as we all saw later. Some people just be doing it, and I'm not familiar with what can make a person get to that level. In leadership, they're gonna work against themselves. They're gonna work against their own kind, their own sex, or whatever it is. And leadership had never been about that. Just to let people know, I'm like, God, what is happening? Leadership was never about just flexing your control. That's why all at the same time, while these different things are transpiring, I'm going to just sit back in the secrecy of my own life and continue to study kings and queens. They flex their power, and I say it's more powerful to do it silently, but I was just saying I'm sure they have many methods, and the more that they are actually behind the scenes, they don't need the accolades and celebrations and balloons that come with making a change or a new law or something when they're a king or a queen. Like, it's not about the attention and the power. Everybody know you got power. That's what I'm saying. They know they have power, you royalty. Talk about power struggle and redefining the meaning of power. Some feel like it has to do with science, electricity, the wind, what was the other word I was looking for? The contents that generate the power. I never had a problem with power. I'm just more last in line to be trying to be the person with all of it, because that's a lot of responsibility, number one. Number two, oftentimes people don't understand this about power too. Like, I'm giving the pros and cons of power really quick. Another thing with power that needs to continue to be implemented, never slow down. You can't slow down with this when it comes to power. Power, it means you are the one to answer for everything everybody is doing. That's where I ain't gonna lie. I respected Trump. I respected him at the beginning when he first became president. Cause see, the pandemic probably wasn't easy for anybody to lead a country through, and that was all over the world at the time. It's just something he'll never be forgotten for, from my point of view. Uh, that was a positive exercising use of his power at that time. I'm just like, even during the pandemic though, see, it was travel bans then. It was cuts and budgets being approved and cut then. And we didn't see Elon Musk out here walking around with Trump at the time. I ain't gonna lie, the travel ban thing is crazy, because I say that every action has a reaction, and don't you know, like, people, it's the summer too. This people's favorite time to travel. It's not officially summer yet, guys, but today's date, for example, March, June 6th, 2025. Okay? So it's not quite the summer, but we're inching into it. And this is people's favorite good time. You know why? The weather permits. Their children are on break. You know, a lot of people don't have the same regular responsibilities if they have kids or college kids. You got family on break or getting vacation time from work. So this people favorite time for what has travel always done? Bring in tourism money for other countries, states, cities. I know some states right now, I ain't gonna name names particularly, they're already talking about if for any reason, right now, the way the economy is, they just lost one resource, like what is that called? Tourism. They would lose a lot of money. Though they have other businesses going in the city, they say some of these places tourism is like their number one uh change bringer. Now, if you, I know other countries that's true, especially where they supposed to be like less fortunate. A lot of them, tourism is their number one. Uh, uh that's how they make their money. I'm like, dang, who putting their hands now? They getting real deep. We're getting into tourism pockets, because when you start travel bans and people can't travel, I'm sure the airline, I didn't even think about them. Anything to do with travel, it's gonna slow down, even if it's just for this summer. That's crazy. Cause every summer I've known people to do that. I can tell you this, I'm not one since the pandemic. Well, before the pandemic, I didn't travel a lot. There's something you gotta be ready for. I admit that I was probably in one spot traveling type of deal, but as far as just traveling states and cities, I had yet myself got to that level, because it is something to independently think about. I have no problem getting to know new people, new cultures, new environments, and people travel for different reasons too, y'all. I think that's where it got deeper. We thought people were just going on vacations, y'all. But then you had stories like Shanquilla Robinson's began to circulate the news. I really thought travel would have been banned. Now, we're not talking about Americans traveling yet, but I got to look into that. I think they're saying there's going to be some bans on who can come in here, like who can travel here. I'm like, man, this man is it. Literally, he is not playing. Like, it say 12 countries on the list so far. But still, not just illegal immigrants taking accountability. That Shanquilla Robinson story, all of those were Americans. And it was embarrassing. It's like because people represent a face and they don't understand it. Just like you come from your mom, you represent your mom. You come from your dad, you represent your dad. No matter how much you try to disconnect yourself from that person. I try to remind people that where you come from, you represent. You're like the face, the name, that's just how people do it. That's why they'll call out their hoods or their states or their neighborhoods. No matter how far they move away from it, it's a part of them. What you gonna do? That's not something you can cut the branch off on. You see what I'm saying? We're still gonna see the stub because we know where you come from. I think everything is happening like it's supposed to. Maybe we're all supposed to take more dignity and pride in where we come from. And not just to put it in the faces of other people. Literally. Did people know what pride is? That's something you do it for a personal reason. Pride in your culture and where you come from. Maybe God knows exactly what he's doing. Because if you're forced to be you and coincide with where you're from and where you come from, like, now I just want to put that part on the table, but I still believe in diversity too. That's like saying an older person and a younger person can't both love anime. Anime clearly was not created. Any type of animations, artwork was not just created for one group of people. Like, it is just still a childish way of thinking to me. I said on a post yesterday, when we were back on the topic of knowing ourselves and how that's probably totally in God's plan and people getting back to their roots. Not just physically traveling somewhere or banning traveling bans. The only thing, I gotta throw this in here real quick, because all at the same time, the president is kind of proposing he might be needing money to build a dome, a golden dome that will supposedly cover like a dome shape over the country. And I'm like, man, last time you were trying to build a wall. Like, what is it? Is something's clearly trying to get in here? And then it makes me go ahead and think about like forced fights. If you know a fight is coming, I don't know. Not every fight you get a warning about before it happens. It's just crazy. That's just a fact. But if you could warn a person like, hey, this fight is coming towards your direction. The fight of your finances, the fight of stability, the fight of your mental health, the fight of water. We know something as simple as water people take for granted every day too. Whether it's coming out of your faucet, the water purifier, or a water bottle. All water come from somewhere. And if the water not clean, the person intaking it is not going to be clean. But if you can see those kind of fights from coming from a mile away, that's all you can really do is try to pollute something. Not everybody was born polluted. I'm going to say most people, they weren't born polluted. And to try to force the world to believe that pollution only happens coincidentally is crazy. Why am I talking about pollution? It's another like threat. Any type of pollution. When it's negative, yeah. So some of us been on our job and making sure the pollution also of positivity is spreading just as much. Because even in science, you have good and bad bacteria that actually help everything that needs to function. I mean, in a balanced way. Ain't that something? They say no, it's actually dangerous to get rid of all bad bacteria. You need some good and you need some bad, but you don't want to have more bad than the good. And you don't want to have more good than the bad. Like the science of bacteria is really like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have more bad than the good, but you need the bad. You don't want to have no bad bacteria at all. Like a doctor will tell you that. That's just how our bodies already are. But yeah, I was like, first it was a dome, now it's a, I mean, it was a wall. You sitting here trying to build a wall. I'm not mad at them. I just wish we could know more of the truth because people have been seeing drone. Not me personally. I haven't seen a drone, a UFO. I don't. I do observe the sky. Not probably not so much at night, unless I just happen to glance up and look at the moon or something. The stars. See, a president's job is crucial. Like Elon Musk can't. It's just not at this time in Trump's career. He can't bring him to his level. Maybe with money, yeah. And y'all like, well, money, all that matter. But on his level of power, that's just Musk is not a president. So I said it's not good to compare, but if we sit here and do it, that's a fact. Like Trump is the president, Elon Musk isn't. It's simple sciences. So just like anybody else, that's a wise decision anytime you got to do it. Like you are in that position, Mr. Trump, not Elon Musk. You got to separate yourself for a second, even if it's till the end of the term. He still has a job to do. Y'all understand? No matter who that man becomes friends with, meet, that's a part of his job for sure. He got to go talk to people, meet people, have real conversations with them. He does that anyway. That's going to be a part of his job for the rest of his term. If you got to separate people because you putting your job first, you got to separate, put Elon Musk, I can't talk to you right now. It's a real thing. Because what condition would the rest of the people be in if just that advisor is in 100% control? We know who in control, but the advisor is giving, like, calling the shots type of deal. Even in Lion King, Zazu did not tell the lion what to do. He was very respectful. He responded to commands and also instruction. But no, we getting it twisted, bro. Like, he couldn't just... That's the thing about people trying to get close to people who do have that type of power. That's just the power struggle of it. Those criminals... We ain't gonna call them criminals, but inmates that were pardoned... everybody it happened for. We know you have a criminal past to end up in prison, though. But I take that back. I didn't mean to say criminals. But all those that were pardoned recently... He also pardoned people. I guess Trump just known for that. He can use his power to pardon people. Maybe get your charges dropped, get you moved out. Why wouldn't people want to get close to you knowing something like that? Or try to be... But that's what I'm saying. Not all of them was. Elon Musk didn't need no pardons that I know of. But not all of the ones that were pardoned was just like buddy with Donald Trump. That's the thing about leaders too. They can know you and you don't know them. That's a part of their job. That's why I say it so freely and understandingly. They can definitely know you, know your bloodline, know the past 10 jobs you worked, and you don't know them. So we just want to make sure as we the people that the power is not being used for ill will purposes. Two, they have to know some things. Look, now I'm hearing people, did y'all see that article? Something close to 60 in one state. I don't know what made them go looking or what's going on. In one state. Where I see that? Minnesota? It's somewhere, y'all look it up. They found 60,000 people that they're now in questioning about snap fraud. Period. EBT food stamp fraud, y'all. 60,000. I'm just like, what news? I'm bringing it up because at the same time it's being cut, you got to put those two pieces together. Like, at the same time, the budgets are also being cut. That's why people say they need to be cut. They don't want to pay tax money for people, and they're going to be abusing the food stamps the wrong way. Also, yeah, everybody can hear that loud. They can keep dumping or whatever they want to do. 60,000 people. It don't matter who mad. We all mad. These changes are already here. I'm not mad about nothing. We, as natural Americans, know that this country has went through many changes in its history. Period. Now, some of us are here to experience them these days. They're great changes. Like, I just wonder how long that the travel ban will be like that, because that is kind of messing with people tourism money. Imagine working hard and where you're from just to take your money and go have fun somewhere else, right? That's what people put savings up for, though. They literally put it to the side to go put that money into tourism into another country. Before, let me take my pennies and dimes and try to start me a bread business right here in my own country. Start me a shoe business and clean windows in my own country. We do have a lot of people that do it, and they still go on vacation. My point is, there are those that don't want to hear nothing about a vacation until they have proof that they use every one of their dimes and pennies and invested in stuff. Not everybody was going on vacation and doing it, so hearing travel ban news might affect how they perceive their right to travel at that time. Other than that, it don't bother them. They wasn't traveling anyway. That's different to just remain in one spot like they taught us during the pandemic. If you are going out, it's minimal spots and everything is delivered. We saw everybody can live like that during that time. It wasn't perfect because people still went without here and there. That's why they had to give assistance out. So that'll probably start happening in a lot of places. Like now we are, I just mentioned the EBT, but also the PPP loans, the stimulus checks, all that. It's just crazy. Like you hadn't got it before, but when it do go out, now we looking at everybody that did the wrong thing with it. I'm not against it either. That's when they saw a lot of identity fraud went up. Look how people take advantage of national emergency situations. They've been doing it. Even when every time they have war, kids are getting hurt, and it's not just from the physical tools they use to attack one another. I've been sitting on this for too long. It's just how I feel. Like when war happened, I heard when Russia and Ukraine first started that kids was coming up missing. That's one thing to find the bodies. No. Like missing. Missing means missing. So some of us ain't, they just scared. They don't want to fight. They don't like war. We need war. No, some people are they love war. They already know the other benefits that they can get out of it because you're already hurting another people. You're putting them in a more vulnerable state and disguising it as the word war. I don't like it. Because now that the war going on, you got dogs and cats running around, the zoo animals out. Everybody's out of order. Some of the people at the hospital, is everything not functioning like it's supposed to. Now the kids can't go to school. It's dangerous to go to school. But in some countries, during war, the kids still go to school. Yep. I don't know how it's. And then they go home and they might have some missed days or days they gotta leave early because like a war has never been predictable. You're going to have all the sides who have their own plan and lined up. I just said that is something. First you were trying to build a wall. Now we're talking about a whole dome over the country. That's a wall goes from beneath to up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to build that from the ground up. A dome, I don't know how to I don't know if it's gonna be like a holographic. What do y'all think? Like a hologram? Nope. It said golden dome. When I saw the money that something like that might take to make. But anyways, a lot of people are merging into smart city type architect options for their lands right now. Something called smart cities. Things we're going to advance. Either people have been talking about that. Not just Apple glasses type of advancements, like whole smart cities. Maybe you just use your app to get on the bus. It scans your phone and boom, that's your bus ticket, your plane ticket. I know they have stuff like that, but I'm saying, what if everything is just ran straight through technology one day? I believe that's why we saw Musk and Trump together. I don't know the exact reason. I'm saying it probably got something to do with it. It's putting it in our face. Hey, America, one thing about, we're going to keep going. We make the changes necessary to keep going. It's just unfortunate that some of those changes, yep, you're going to have a big body of people fall by the wayside. A mist of them, just like you did during the pandemic. I wonder how many lives were lost. Not people that contracted it and got sick for a little while and got the shot. Like how many were literally lost their life. Every great change, not everybody make it through it. I don't care. Even if it's not war. Because like at school, when they transition to a new subject the next week, not all the kids catch on the first 2 days of the week. We're now went from division to multiplication, and probably at least 10 kids in the class is, yeah, they need a little help. Like, oh, this is not like the multiplication we did last week. This is division. And yeah, if you don't have that extra layer of assistance right there, that's why assistance always existed in America too. We're talking about the intentions, what people use vulnerable situations to do, how it can't be covered up no more. Even people sparking the vulnerable situation, influencing the vulnerable situation to keep a person there. People know what they get out of vulnerable situations. Why are we constantly repeating the cycle of somehow keeping I just believe power can be better than that. You got to be more people just flat out vulnerable. We didn't even say broke, or some people think being broke make you vulnerable, but I believe otherwise. And people have no problem showing us that money makes them not vulnerable. But who says that? Rich people die just like we do. All you have is the attempt, the intent. What are people trying to do? Are they trying to outlive their age again? Now more people's lives are on the line. So these changes are not light. Every time you do it, many lives are being lost. A travel ban is not bad. People would have to be forced to sit right where they are and look at the conditions of where they are. That's how that's going to happen anytime you can't travel. I promise, if nobody else can see it, you're going to be able to see it. You ain't even been allowed to move. You ain't been allowed to see nothing else. And that's just idiocracy for people to believe you're stuck in one state, or you got to go back to your country, and them people don't know the conditions of the place that they didn't have nowhere else to go for a long time before they came to America. All the man saying is get things legally done. Like, they will get to the point over here. They are, as they sending people home, already working on changes that will prevent you from coming illegal in the future. Anyways, why did I bring this up? Because how does that affect us here? Now you might have countries saying, well, since we can't travel over there, y'all can't travel over here. I just think really sooner but then later, yeah, people will be, it's almost like forcing it. If you stuck to stay one place, you can only invest your money in one place, because there's tariffs and stuff coming for the Temu, Shein, shipping in general. If you're a witness of a price shock lately, go ahead and hit that like button or leave your experience in the comments, because it's happening. Some people already see the prices going up a little bit. the shipping prices anyway, using Shein, Temu, and AliExpress and all of that. Why? This stuff is shipped from other countries, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not just the travel, it's the imports and stuff we were getting from those places as well. And people still want to make it like a people problem. Talking about, yeah, get them out of here. Good. It's funny. Every time it's like a terrible situation, supposedly somebody from another country did it. Or we just don't hear nothing else about them. Like, yeah, we captured them. People keep up with the current stories. They don't go back, what happened to that guy that did this? And 20 people got hurt. We just don't do that. I'm not knocking it. We don't do that. It's what's in front of us, not what's under our feet at all. But that don't mean you. How are we walking every day? Is something under your feet? We just looking at what's in front of us. It could be something above us as well. But when we're looking at what's just in front of us, and you're not looking at what you're walking on, you mess around and find yourself walking on trying to walk a lake of fire, a fire pit. Your feet getting burned, you don't know why. Because you were just judging the immigrants and not the actual situation. That's crazy, man. You thought those humans had everything to do with it. Like, no, it's been bartering and trading for a long time. The people, they can't help what culture they come from. They're repeatedly created. I would say if I'm born into this circumstance, I can change it. At the time I could come to America, I would at least make sure I was legal, me and my family legal. I know everybody's situation different. That stuff costs money. A lot of those people, visas got the ones that had pending applications, he just went ahead, I heard, and canceled them. Or the website is down for it or something like that. They can't even get the visa, the student visa, something like that going on. So the change does cause its reckoning effects every time. It doesn't matter what the change is. Now with his black eye situation, I was asking myself, like, I wonder, did Trump do it? You just never know who he fought, but he said it happened on accident playing with his son. And I know, like, on Elon Musk level, people are going to wonder if you just step outside and have a black eye. That's what people don't understand. And that's why they try to keep you vulnerable. So when you come outside with a black eye, nobody cares. Remember, that's just that person. That's that vulnerable. They've been vulnerable. Some guy probably did it. But on Elon Musk level, no. You looking like, who hit you? When I say level, I don't mean money. Like, look at some of his accomplishments in life, all by himself. Not as far as the labor, of course, but when you think about the creations. And we're not finna sit here and like, oh, it's okay for this person to create, even if it take $1 billion, because they got money. But the poor person, when they come outside with a black eye and they known to create too, nobody cares because they're poor. I'm not saying nothing new, but look how creating vulnerabilities for people actually puts them in worse, I don't know, like situations they might feel like they can't be honest. Because people are already going to assume, well, you must have deserved it. You weren't trying to do nothing more with your life. There are people that are not on, that's all I'm saying. They're not even near thousandaire status, millionaire status. And they create too. They create robots, water filters. That's where patents come from. People have been creators for a long time. That's how we got the stoplight. Before we talk about that, there was black inventors that helped create some of this stuff. I'm just saying they were actual people who brought these patents to the forefront before we even heard about Elon Musk. You can tell if somebody trying to sit there and make it biased, like, no, only we gonna create stuff, we gonna build walls, we gonna do this. And slowlier but slowlier, other people's creations don't matter. That can't be that way. That was the power of diversity too. If we think NASA only has a a certain culture of people there were crazy. And all those people came from different schools from all over the world. Something as big as NASA or medical schools. And they've always been diverse because if you try to keep mindfulness just on one people, you are causing a very dangerous effect. You're asking for something very dangerous to happen. Like, nope, we're going to keep these people over here like this, boxed up, chained up. They can't think. We don't want none of their creations. But yeah, we're going to be over here and our projects and creations need trillions of dollars. And hopefully it was for a good reason. We can think about our actions and say, hold on, just like me, and it needs to be wisdom in the way we're moving. Too many people moving at the same time, or you keeping them stagnant at the same time. Because it's like, did the people have a choice? No. We're just going to go ahead and build stuff because something like a dome, can you get out? Or maybe you're going to have clearance to go in and out of the dome once they build it to cover the country. A wall, you can't get past the wall. Whatever this wall was, they was trying to build by Mexico and Texas back at the time. Anyways, with his black eye situation though, I don't think his kid did it. Even if with who I am, if I try to say, well, yeah, my daughter did this, it's a whole black eye. I don't know if they'll believe that. That's crazy. Like, we don't know what people fighting behind the scenes of their work. We just know them as their work. We know them by their work. That's why they were saying money shouldn't never be the motivation. Trump still has a job to do no matter how much money somebody got around him. They're trying to see who used who. Did maybe he get some ideas from Elon and now they're blasting, roasting each other, or they don't want to work together after he used them? And did Elon just get close to Trump to see what he could get? When people do that, it's going to always be exposed because the relationship, the intentions weren't real. It's like we living in a time, it's a magnetic force doing that with all of us anyway. It's going to pull us apart. Ain't no more false, I fake love you, I'm fake your friend. Y'all can just listen to me now. I'm just going to sit back after I say this and watch the world continue to go the next 5 years. It don't matter how much you try to mask it. Whatever energy is out here now, something is definitely doing a push against that. Now, we're not saying it's safest for everybody to just walk 100% alone. But if you see even leaders can get into it, like, who are you? Who are we? They can disagree, which they do all the time. I think this was just it just had people talking because of how he had got on national TV. He gave him a key to the White House. Like many things we can only dream. Other people, they just might get a award from the president. What else? Y'all know inaugurations like Beyonce, they might get to sing. That's not as high of an honor as stuff that Elon Musk was, how close he got to Trump. That's all I'm saying. And even if they can bump heads, that can happen to anybody. I'm actually glad that they showed. They weren't brothers, cousins. Look how business brings people together. Or hard times. It has been known. When I say hard times, we're not just talking a little chronic. When you have weather disasters, people have always came together. What do y'all mean? In a community. But in the United States, it shouldn't constantly take vulnerable situations and fighting and things getting to their worst level of state, and then we're the United States. Just not everybody agree with that, but yeah, that's our name. But it's so much division. It's actually like it's people out here trying to keep it going. That's their job every day. No, we must make them hate each other. They can't. They look like they tried it with Elon Musk and Trump too. They hated that they were buddies. I'm just thinking about that. I told y'all as soon as they came out on TV, people had a problem. They was just like, really? Who are y'all to tell Trump who he can be? Y'all don't know everybody he hang out with. They openly show their relationship. Hey, it's the Tesla guy and Trump. More more confident in the direction the country was going when they saw that. As far as like construction and constructing buildings and stuff, just as much as they build them, guys, they have knocked them down many times. Statues, memorials, when they don't want something up no more, projects. For those that's come from the hood or familiar with the hood, projects, apartments, they in the past 10 years, they've torn that stuff down and will rebuild over it. But people say, well, we gave so much building over here. I didn't say a specific group of people. And that's just crazy. Like, so we didn't know everybody was illegal while they was building these buildings and working. Anyways, people are just frustrated. They're outraged right now. The Hispanics had been over here building homes, building business, doing construction stuff. And then everybody's happy. They paying. Well, you fixed my roof. You did this. You drove these trucks for me. But they have no problem sending them home. But I was saying, it ain't just about illegal immigrants. Like, what the illegal immigrants probably did see is how the Americans themselves, like their integrity. What do they be doing? And then what are we showcasing? Like, yeah, you come over here, you get to do what we do. Would you think like punishments and changes were coming? Because that's putting everybody else's life at stake. Even when the illegal immigrants are not here. You have those that's from here that just, they abuse every right they get. But anyways, my main thing, like I said, the word of today was undermine. When you get too many people in one place with that goal, to have one goal and it's a team of people helping, you are going to get it done faster. But if everybody's main goal is to undermine the next person, that's not going nowhere. That's just like trying to force people to lose their minds so you can undermine them. Undermine, I wouldn't say that's gaslighting. It's a form of it, I guess. It's like letting them know in them, like, I know you have a mind, but I'm going to undermine it. And then sit back and watch your reaction. Even probably with some of this media and stuff we tune into. It's a cause and reaction. When you spread that media, you spread that rumor, you spread that news, the reaction might be everybody tune into it. Everybody got a comment. Everybody have opinions about it. But is it undermining who the story was about when the facts ain't right? Period. Anyways, more and more people are waking up to it. It's a beautiful time to be alive. They want to use their strength of mind more. You know what I'm saying? Can I survive on locusts and honey type of mind thinking? If I had to, and just water, not your Sprites, sodas, chips, beef jerky, just locusts and honey like John the Baptist did, and water. Not saying we wish for those days. Some people, they say the children of Israel ate manna while crossing over to the promised land. That means they didn't have a big feast. They knew where they were headed, where God leading them. It's finna be flowing with milk and honey. That's what the word said. But the journey there, they were not flowing with milk and honey and had that stuff yet. They survived off of bread from heaven and quail, I think it was. I think that's a type of bird. That was their meat, maybe fish. And yes, they did complain. They did. God owned people. Like, this is what they said in their hearts, according to the word. At least we had more to eat as slaves. Imagine saying that to God. After praying for many, many years that you could be free, you could have a little more freedom. And you might have ate better, but you wasn't in control of what you do all day. You gotta go out there in the fields, in the desert, and work. And you ask God to deliver you out of it. Oh, work for free. Anyways, on their way to the promised land, they were not eating good berries and everything yet with the gold. And then when they got there, that's what I'm saying. They heart, the turning against God part was happening as he was delivering them. That's really crazy to think about. They already said in their heart, like, well, Moses, what? You didn't had us travel away from here. We had better food as slaves. Now we're walking. All we got is this bread. It's barely keeping us. But you knew where you were headed was full of milk and honey. Like, why even complain? As long as you make that journey, you finna be good. But it was a journey. So they was just kind of complaining about that. Forget God just wiped our enemies out. Forget God just brought us out of the great land of gold where Pharaoh was. We want to say so in what we eat. Y'all like, why she talking about God people when we talking about America? Because it's the same thing. People are going to complain even through the change. Like, you knew you was going towards milk and honey, but you got mad in between because you had to eat bread. Imagine that. Because the people around you was laughing because you had to eat bread. Them people saw that too, that you was delivered and where you headed. The in between is always where the devil try to work. They was saying how our current currency is. A lot of people could take their money with some they think is not even a lot of money here right now in America, and like start their own literal communities, gardens, cities, put their own mail and stores and stuff, right, in another place. They could probably do it in something like 2-3 years too. But they just say, oh, you sending us over there, we finna have a hard life. Like, all the stuff you learn over here in America, and even Americans too. You could take your, it's all about how you invest. And once they start studying how you're investing, that's what we're looking at here. Like, is that what's being attacked? Because if you can affect people work to begin with, you're affecting how they are able, how often, how much, and where they are able to invest. To just look at somebody like, well, I don't need your money, okay. That obviously is the heart of people. They want to accept money. Just, we know all money ain't good money, but I'm just saying, like, how is that fair to accept somebody else's money for investment and then think no judgment or punishment is not behind that? And you trying to control or force hand in the way somebody else invests. Maybe because, I didn't want to say it, but maybe because you know they make better investments. There's a show right now called Shark Tank. Entrepreneurs get to come on this show and present their business ideas, their business products. And there's a team of investors who sit on a panel and listen to them and ask them questions. And if they feel like they can help, if they feel like when they invest, that person, because you're not going to invest in something you feel like it's finna waste your money. That's what I'm saying. They agree right there on their show, like, yo, we want to give you $1 million. People be breaking down crying. That's a good show. I mean, I don't know the ins and out, if they end up having to pay the TV host back a percentage for letting them promote on the show and stuff like that. But as far as them actually investing into those people, and they showcase this on TV, like, yeah, we're free investors. We do support people ideas. Look, we got a whole show about it. No, let's be real about it. That's probably why they call it reality TV. It's staged. In the real world, are we really, not exercising discrimination when it comes to who's trying to invest, how they're investing? We talked about the illegal immigrants part, but I'm talking about the legal citizens. How do we want them to? When they say make America great again, what are they talking about? Are we talking about the American dream here? Because the U.S. Education Department funding has been cut. PBS, NPR News, they're already beginning to censor broadcasts like these, maybe even cut funding to them for allegedly spreading misinformation or something like that. I'm like, since when have we known PBS to spread they do documentary news hours? Like, who don't want the truth out? But the devil is a liar. Sometimes he don't know. That's why God have to stay 10 steps ahead. You're not finna undermine him. Maybe he's in him. Maybe God already knew. Somebody was gonna try to censorship, control everybody investments. It's like, go back in their money 20, 30 years and make them feel bad about their life and every choice they've made. Just so you can put the money back into the treasury. It doesn't make sense. We know not everybody do the right thing, though. I already said that. It's been people out here scamming identity fraud. That's what messed it up for everybody. So let's normalize that, not hyping up when a criminal says, "Ooh, look what I can do." Because it's nothing but the deception of the devil. The devil will never tell you, "Look what I can do, but if you do it with me, we both gonna get caught 5 years later." Why would the devil tell you that? It's an undermining war, if you ask me. When you talk about war, it's worth talking about. They came out on the news. Let me look this up. I think they were talking about it yesterday. They made a public announcement like, "Hey, we're preparing for war." You could tell. We're talking about, you could say preparing to throw the other people off. One thing about it, you want to stay prepared. Why would war just look like bows and arrows like the old days? No, they're playing with your mind. I want to, and that's even worse. Maybe the devil's saying, "I ain't even got to touch you. I ain't even got to touch you. I just want to make a group of people lose their mind, turn against each other." They don't bother people. You can't even fight. You're not going to be 100% aware, or you're just gifted if you ain't got to be conscious and aware to fight. But most people do have to be. And how are you? You done had a good breakfast, a meal. You got your weapons ready, your shield. How you going to be like that and you ain't even got your mind, man? You're constantly allowing yourself to be undermined. Just like what the enemy, just to let y'all know, when you do the research, it's going to tell you, I did it for y'all the other day already. That's the devil's job. That's what God deals with every day. People quick to, "I know the God in me. I'm a God. Everybody got a God." Let me tell y'all something about what the Bible say and what this God experiences every day, all day, until the devil's little reign of power that he think he got is completely destroyed. This is what God, we ain't gonna say suffers from, but deals with. It's just a constant attempt, a constant offer to undermine him every day. Look, your child over there again, she just cussed. Well, if you bow to me, I'll give you this whole world. That's what he told Jesus in the wilderness. If you turn these stones to bread, you said you God. Undermine. He just played undermine games all day. He said, if you Jesus, you out here, you don't know. I know what they're going to do to you. But see, if you just bow to me, I'm going to make every king on this earth bow to you, Jesus. The devil told him that. You're going to be able to travel where you, Jesus, ain't you tired of walking? I can get you chariots with the king's ride. You said you're a king. You gotta read exactly how it was he was tempting him. People just say, yeah, the devil tempted Jesus. No, read it word by word what he told him. As if he had to prove something to him. Like, you said you this. The devil in that moment knew what he was. I'm telling y'all. He knew who Jesus was. But It's like he was crunching for time that day. And he had a specific time as well that he came to him. Notice the crucifixion didn't happen till after he was already tempted by the devil, as if this was the response of the devil for you not bowing down. I don't see a prophet yet. Look at Daniel. He went to jail for not praying to the king. It was other ones I read about though. Joseph and the brothers. He got falsely imprisoned for being lied on that he raped a person. The Potiphar's wife. And the list goes on. Moses had did something too, but because of his seat, they were going to just make it as like it had never happened. He actually had that option to stay in his seat, knowing he might have had committed some type of crime, and he wouldn't have, he had that choice. We just have to know this about Moses. What did he do? It can seem little to us. You know, red rum is red rum, and he did commit that act against a soldier who was whipping it was what you would call against the law back then. You can't hit a soldier, you can't slap a soldier, let alone take his life. But in his seat, the soldiers that was over the ones that's helping to build our legacy here, Moses, you tripping. But they were going to make it like his brother told him. Moses, that's what you tripping about? You going crazy? You seem like you losing your mind. Talking about you gonna run away and see who you are. We could just make that go away. That's how the devil tempted Moses, whether he knew he was being tempted then or not. Moses stood on what he did. No, I did what I did, and and they didn't see him no more. That's how that story went. But what I'm saying is he probably would have had to serve time in a regular setting. In the spirit world, our crimes are probably weighed differently. Yes, we know God says sin is sin to him. Like there's no sin greater than the other. And he not finna. So, yeah, there were probably people running around saying, no, that ain't fair. Moses deserved to be in prison. He might not have been in the physical prison they wanted him to see him in, but I do believe he was confined in his own way in the spirit. He literally went a period. The Bible is going to tell us this. Journeying all by himself. Some of us, we have kids. We have our dog. We have people to journey with us. Moses was all by himself. He didn't know later he wasn't going to be near by himself. Do y'all know how many people crossed over that river with Moses when it was all said and done? I don't know how I got off on this, because we're talking about historical times, periods where changes were fought for. Whether it's and the difference between a leader that I don't know how I'm trying to say it. A difference between a leader, because like I said, even he was criticized. They literally took it out on Moses, like, you said your God could do this and that. Though God had already showed them like 10 miracles before they even left Egypt. This is how we have to wrap our mind around it. Did y'all see the title of this segment? Now I know why I got off on talking about Moses. Yeah, I'm remembering the title now. I'm not going to trust anybody's word more than God's. And that has truly kept me just to test it. Well, I didn't see God go back on his word yet. If I said, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm, I ain't seen God change that. Not even for me yet. You understand? I'm saying yet like that, but because people are standing up saying, I feel betrayed by Trump. We didn't know he was going to send immigrants home and be changing all these different things and cut off food stamps, right? That's because you trusted his word probably more than God. Now you come to God and say, well, I need some help. They're cutting off housing. Which is okay. I'm not mocking it. I'm never going to discourage anybody to pray. But we got to look at ourselves. Well, God, I'm going to need a more independent way. But did God try to send somebody to teach people the independent way? Many people. and you shun them, you try to shut them up, move them out the way, close the curtains on them. We got to be careful. People love talking about the children of Israel and the tribes and who they are and where we come from. But remember that about those people. They said Israel, I got to look it again. It do mean one of those, which one is it? One of those words mean rebellious people. Rebellious it says stiff-necked people. Stiff-necked is like your neck is stiff. It don't matter how many times we try to push your head to look the other way, you just stiff-necked. Not hard-headed. Stiff-necked is worse than hard-headed. A hard head, you can kind of fix it. You just make it soft. Again, they say a hard head, a soft butt, a hard head make a soft butt or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But a stiff neck, like them words the Bible be using be powerful to me. That's why I could always easily relate to it. The way God taught. And in the Bible, God used the word piss. P-I-S-S. He used some words. I ain't even finna get into that. Maybe I'll do another segment. Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When I say people have really come down on me for some of the choice of language I've used in life sometimes. Especially through real emotions. But God, if he operate and speak in truth, and sometimes he told people, you like your father, the devil. He told them straight up, you might call that a roast. You might call that talking down on somebody. Today they will. Tell somebody they like their father, the devil. See how they look at you. Tell somebody they remind you so much of their father Christ. How many of us do hear that? How many? Somebody walked up to you and said, you remind me so much of Christ. They're not going to say it, bro. I mean, when I read about what Christ went through, girl, you just like your father. Girl, they talk about you. They trying to hang you on the cross just like him. But God, who operates in truth, who walked in the form of flesh and called himself Jesus, he would tell him, look him in his eyes. He ain't got to talk about you behind your back. If you come to me wanting to know answers, wasn't no social media back then. You want a word? What's their title in this? I don't trust nobody's word more than God's. Not the laws, not the leaders, not a king, not a family member. That's not to make people feel bad. That's my belief. This is what I love most about what I said. When I read a scripture that said, man shall not live by bread alone. Remember I said the children of Israel did, though, for a little while. Physical bread. They survived eating bread all them days to make it to the promised land. And I don't take that as little, because it was millions of people. Like, God, you a good God if you was able to spread that much bread for the kids, the animals, all of them. Somehow, for 40 years, didn't they walk for 40 years, y'all? Then you got mad at God because it wasn't supposed to take 40 years. They probably spent 20 of them complaining. 40 years, though, and you took a journey at 20, you're 60 by the time you made it, but your daughter is now 20. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're talking about how the sons and daughters, I'm not just blaming the sins of Israel on the sons and daughters of Israel. But it was those with more younger conscience, if you will. Like, they are the new, by the time we done made it to this promised land, the ones that was kids was babies. Talking about our future. The future of the children in any country. Let's reverence to the Bible. They were babies. Anyways, it's going to tell us. Moses had to pray day and night the way them people acted once they got up to the promised land. They said, whoop, this is a good land. We finna turn this. God did give them the choice to turn it into what you want to. But I'm sure he didn't mean into devil worship. We were using the word undermine. That's the word of this segment right here. UNDERMINE. They probably didn't know they were doing it, but it's a dangerous thing to do. And you doing it right here in Moses' face. Oh, also with Noah's Ark. They were undermining the man. He's sitting here building, 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 building. I wonder does Donald Trump feel undermined sometimes as a leader in certain positions? Like I said, even if you are being led by the divine God Almighty, you can't be the type of person that lets somebody easily influence your mind. No disrespect to Mr. Trump or Elon Musk. Then that's going to make people feel like they made the wrong decision in a leader. You're not a leader. You're being influenced by. It's okay to be advised. Don't get me wrong. What did I just say about Mufasa and Zazu? He might come say, King, I know you're the king and everything, but your son over there was Scar. I didn't know if you want me to go get him or, I would advise that you make him come home. But you are the king. You see what I'm saying? That's all you can do with a leader. Other than that, leaders have to understand we at a time that people are like hurting, hungry, and all these changes are coming. Everybody have been used to living a certain way, but we all got to grow up. If the truth is, the atmosphere is messed up, the seasons are changing, the economy is falling, countries can't get along. If that's the truth, then accept it as that. Don't sit there and say, well, I still want my million order of pickles like I usually get every Tuesday for my pickle business. Shout out to the pickles in the comments, man. I don't even know why I picked pickles as a this commenter commented a long time ago. But yeah, you cannot sit there and get mad and not have a plan because you don't get the pickles anymore. And it's something way bigger than you going on. That's where I've gotten frustrated with people's integrity. It shows where people's souls is. You don't want to lose your soul over food stamps. I want the country to know that some of us, we don't want to lose our soul over Social Security benefits if we got to give them up. We're not finna lose our soul over EBT cash and banks and PPP loans. But it is a crafty way to try to get people to. That's why, I don't know. Some rejection is protection. You could have seen 10 people get some Oreos, right? And you just didn't get none. It wasn't no more left. And them 10 people, I'm talking about experiences I have seen. Just using the example of Oreos. Them 10 people call you 3 days later and they end up having to go to the emergency room. It was some yucky white cream in the middle in them Oreos and they all got sick. And that's where we come from when we say rejection is protection. It can be. Though the enemy tries to come in and undermine you and say, well, you were rejected. You know what that means? He's sitting on our other shoulder, guys, just as well as the angel sister. I believe God sent both for all of us. The demon, yeah, they come and ask to come mess with you. What y'all mean? Y'all do know that all authority is in God's throne, in his hand, in his word. That's why I say, who else word am I going to trust? A leader can just tell you their plans and what they think they're going to do because they want you to vote for them. And with leadership, there's a respect that comes with it, but that's undermining people if they're giving you that respect, but you're disrespecting them. And that's just not a person that didn't give you respect. See, that's different. You're a leader. Somebody gave you respect. That ain't their money, but it's their respect. What do y'all say weighs more? Period. Some would say money because they say money gives you respect. Okay. So then that makes me look at myself. Am I out here just respecting people for what they have? Or do I respect you as the leader that you are? And I can see a tangible product of your leadership. I've seen something change on your behalf or for somebody else's behalf in a positive way, okay, or negative way. But it's just crazy how no matter how you look at it, the devil, the underworld, darkness, it has its leaders and Actually, the darker side seems to be more organized. The option of division seems to be more organized than that of unity. The underworld, they got ranks, G5 demons, top 10, the princes of the lands in hell. They probably have a queen of hell and princesses. I don't know. But I know they have a lot of order, it seems like. Like a lot of order. Hell probably like, why are you studying us? But my name is Tetasheri. We didn't need anybody looking at how we do things. Yeah, but I kind of see it. Remember that word respect? What holds more weight, the respect or the money? Hell might call itself respecting you one day because nobody had ever studied it that way. Hell saw theologists, doctors. I'm sure hell has taken a lot of top dogs down because it's hell. I mean, trapped them. Maybe that's what I should say, because we all fall down. But to stay there, that's my definition of that would be hell to me. Because look, who can prevent falling? Even when you become the best walker or runner, you might trip. Not over something. Sometimes nothing was right there. You just trip or you slip. But to just sit there like you're trapped and you can't change a thing is hell. Okay, so we talked about that respect word because I wouldn't say everybody walking around there. Jesus was respected. They say when Jesus, they're like, what would Jesus be doing in hell? He visited. He visited. Visit is not being stuck there though, is it? Or you drug there. Or visit is like whether they expected your presence or not, you showed up. That's a visit. I should write a book called Hell's Visitation. What y'all think about it? They be like, stop talking about it, bring it out. They titles come to me like that because maybe there's a story in every emotion. We thought that hate was just hate. But look who hate possesses sometimes. Anybody, if you let it. The undermining of yourself. You can undermine yourself. That's the word of this topic. Now, I just say the leaders that Trump and Elon Musk is, they're not about to let both of them, how their personalities seem to be, are not going to be easily undermined. And then, like I said, Elon might be the president, owner, king of his own thing. You see what I'm saying? And then you got Trump, and he has a job in his area. Neither one of them can afford to. And then I just think that's the real world today. Nobody can afford to be undermined. It just, even if everybody got to look their own direction for the next 3 years, I say undermining one another can be avoided. I'm not saying making everybody go stand in separate corners. It shouldn't have to get to that. Now, what do they want? A convenient pill that fixes everybody? They'll say, she's trying to say that everybody's undermining everybody. You have to be careful to not let that happen. To be aware that this can happen. And us having these normal conversations, because people may not hear it anywhere else. But yes, there might be a ban on travel from 12 other countries to America soon. That's crazy, man. I want to hear what some of the tourists out here have to say. So maybe I'll talk to them personally or what. But like, are y'all finna lose money? But they were saying people had been stopped coming to Florida, like certain places, because when they would come for spring break and stuff, there was a lot of crime out there. That had been started. I've been heard about that. New York, California, Florida predominantly. They would just go out there and act a fool. People, not just people from other countries, the people from here. They all always want to go to Miami for whatever reason. I'm not here to hate or mock it. They want to go to Miami, Las Vegas for sure, y'all, because And Las Vegas been, like I said, every area has had some type of hardship, suffering. The areas everywhere have changed. I'm sure if I go outside right now and ask people, do today where we are look different from 5 years ago to you? Have you been here 5 years, first of all? They might tell me they've been here 20 years. And they're gonna tell me there's been a change everywhere. They're gonna agree with me. But certain places, this is how we find out. Everywhere had they change. Anyways, that being, they go out there for the beaches when you talk about Florida and California. They go out there for, this is just crazy in the summer too though. It's just crazy, y'all. Y'all know tourism and airlines and everything would be making this is probably their money season. That's all I'm saying. People take their money. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Oh, no, no, no. Leave them I'm finna wrap this segment up, ladies and gentlemen, but it's been a pleasure to give my reaction, uh, inspirational insight a little bit because we don't come here just to knock it. What can we learn from it? You can see the disappointment in people facing hearts that they feel like everything that's happened in politics lately was completely against what they voted for. I didn't want to say the word betrayal, but and they just feel like stuck. Like, man, we have to abide by everything that's changing and have no rights. But that's the part about learning about being an American too. Standing up for your rights, pleading where you can. Did you try to do something about it so you don't have to feel 100% defeated? Because here, for so long, you could put in what's called a complaint or try to have a mediation. People like to take it to the highest extreme, though. They will take you there. But we hope, I guess, overall that things, I'm going to say from You Will Make It TV, that's the name of my channel, do kind of deflating a little bit the chaos between Trump and Musk. The goal, just remembering here, we're the United States. And the division, it can only go so far when you're mature. You're entrepreneurs like these guys. They're both leaders and both very successful in the levels of career that they chose in their life. They just do two separate, different works, if you ask me. Why would we want to see their friendship crash? Their friendship was never our business. That's what I'm telling people. They chose to, like, we don't know who all Elon Musk hang out with and Trump. I mean, at that level, you can't know all their friends and stuff. Their friends know them. They chose to come out openly together, guys. And he was at the campaigns and some of the rallies supporting the campaign, I believe. Some people get even deeper, explaining the list of things Trump and Elon Musk have done for one another. Like, have we just gotten too nosy or like what? No, they wanted to openly display this, though. Like, look, we're buddies, like the celebrities and stuff. Now, Elon is a celebrity. Look at it. They both are celebrities, though, but they're just two different types. Elon Musk and Trump are both leaders. They both have a job to do. Would we both say they equally contribute to society or to the building, breaking, modification, edifying of our country? Why would we want to see them beefing? Not mad at them or nothing. And whoever gave Elon Musk a black eye, I'm telling them I don't think it was his baby. But whoever did it, hey, that's not our business. Chris Rock and Will Smith, though, they were on TV. People was like, y'all know Elon Musk got a lot of baby mothers. Not our business. The fans just be kind of turned up though. I'm encouraging them. Don't let the fans and sayers, do your job. You have a job. Do your leader. Don't let it fuel the. I said, what? I didn't know Twitter get. Y'all forgive me if I'm late. They're like, you Arthur. You ain't had a Twitter this whole time. But anyways, they get pretty crazy in there. Like tweet, 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 tweet. Hey, I respect the birds of the world though. There's nothing wrong with a tweet, a chirp. Maybe I'll join the community soon also. But they do these tweets back and forth. They like, Tetasheri, you're late. Trump been having a Twitter. I'm sure they got the fake pages too, y'all, because some people just make a thing and like it's them. But you'll know the real verified pages, I guess, when it's like Elon Musk. I don't know if he got a IG. I think most of these celebrities do. Anyways, look how they'll just shut up there. I say it's safer though. What y'all think? Let people. It was safer when it was just Twitter and social media, but when people actually started acting like, no, I'll come over there and beat you up. I'll find your address. See, y'all just messed up our whole internet, social media fun. I say that's better for two people to message it out, Twitter and tweet it out. Are they touching each other? But yes, you do have internet laws. Like you have, each platform has its own regulations, rules. You have to usually push I agree before they even let you finish that making that account. I do take accountability of that for the people. Nobody sits there and read those 12 pages and it says I agree to the terms and conditions. They just sit there and make the social medias. But whatever, man. They just, I agree. All right. There are 5 pages that told you what they can do and ban your account for 30 days. Don't act confused when they do it. If you do something on there. But yeah, me even personally, I don't just sit there and read. They'll read how to do the features when they're on there. They'll read that stuff, like read how to create their profile. Nobody's reading that stuff when they sign up for it. But I could be wrong. Y'all. I would say that's healthier. People, oh, you made me mad yesterday. Right there on Twitter, like these guys are doing. I ain't gonna call it childish. It's better than violence, because there was a attempt against our president during a rally last year. It's better to do it that way. You ain't even texting that person phone. Y'all on social media. Like, it's a comment. See, people just took it far. They like, no, I'll. Because they have a disagreement in some comments. Come on, people. They like, no, this ain't just a comment. I know you. Okay. But isn't it healthier for us to maybe do it here? And people actually enjoy it. That's why when they see people beefing, doing that on there, here come the emoji with the 2 eyes. They gonna comment. People like, hey, I brought my popcorn. I'm just here for the show. But still, y'all, it's healthy. It's healthier than that. They say it truly is. Some believe it's the end times. It's the time of great exposure. I heard one person said it's the year of the dragon. I'm just happy to be here. I never know what's next. You know what I mean? What is that? The year of the dragon. Maybe that's the Chinese way to look at it. Either way, maybe it's needed. There's nothing nobody can do to stop it. Because if you do open social media beef, let's say it's Lotto and Ice Spice, everybody gonna look at y'all going back and forth on IG Live. Everybody gonna look at y'all. So it's just that. At least they ain't touching each other out there fighting, taking each other money and pulling each other wigs out. They want to play like, yeah, that's what they be doing. No, y'all that be in the comments encouraging it. Yeah, go over there, girl. Go over there and get her. So we're taking this from an internet screen to physical fighting? I don't think so. See, Trump them, they can do it healthily. They're not out there pulling each other wigs off. And I don't know though, because the man did have a black eye. You can't let social media turn you to a whole nother physical beast, bro. Understand why you're there. See, I agree. Have opinions, go back and forth, long as y'all ain't touching each other. After you beef with that person on social media, you should go to sleep that night. They shouldn't have to worry about if you finna creep up on them because you didn't like their comment or you didn't like their last edit. Uh-oh, you didn't like a thing they changed with their business yesterday or what they said. You said that some people, they get mad at you for talking about their favorite celebrities too. I'm just talking about social media wars real quick. Because we all know that that kind of like celebrity gossip has been a business forever. If people don't like it, they have to just take the celebrity gossip out of society. There's no way to have fans and people not gossiping. So, anyways, they'll see the gossip on their favorite celebrities. You might say, "Good, Nicki Minaj deserves to be, you know, dropped off the label." Another person could say, "No, I think Nicki Minaj worked very hard," but they're like personal emotions, and they don't even know the people they talking to on her. The emotions are okay. It's social media. What do y'all think emojis are for? The emotions are okay. I'm just saying acting on them is a whole nother level of crazy. Like, oh she has a new boyfriend. I'm gonna steal him. Let me message him. Like actually beginning to act on, you know what I'm saying, the emotions you feel for each other on there. But I didn't know, people get personal. Like, oh, did you see that? That person tweeted this or that. It do matter these days. They'll use tweets and all that. you know, like literally, y'all don't watch enough crime shows when these people get caught and we looking at what they were posting years before. Like they wanted to give you signs. Like one of them, it'd be funny. Like, look, this person posted three devil emojis. It just in a post, and then the next day, look, they hit a person with a car and ran. They didn't even try to call the police. Nothing. They just got out the car and ran. Like, but earlier this day, this person posted three devil emojis. Is there a point? That is there a possibility that could be connected? Maybe they was trying to tell the person, "Hey, I'm finna go be the devil," just through three emojis. That's why we pay attention to people's emotions on there. Like me, I'ma have emotions too, but I'm not finna go act like I can't control. Like, oh my God, this she said this about Beyonce. They say her fans get that livid though. They actually be feeling some type of way. All her fans that defend her, some of them do probably go act. They would do something to your name. That's crazy, kinda, cause you're a celebrity, but they just like leave her alone. She's the best singer ever. Must be nice. You can't say a little bit like, ew, bro, I don't like those shoes she have on in that picture. One of them beehive people gonna come straight at you. You finna get stung in those comments. But like I said, it's still safer to me to beef it out on there. I respect Mr. Musk and Mr. Trump for that. Show the world that is really a good thing of leadership. You're not gonna always tell the truth to people. You're not gonna always get along, agree with each other opinions. Because both of y'all leaders with money. What did people think? Oh, look, they were just best friends. Now Elon Musk got a black eye. Like, no pillows in here? Oh, man. Anyways,
Plus, I need to gain my camera up more.
I hate when they do that,
Also, I'm
actually.
deleting that one video.
Why? I liked it. I'll share it on my channel. Guys, make sure you hit that subscribe bell.
No.
I'm streaming right now / podcasting. Y'all might say that's not, you can't stream and podcast. I'm doing it right now. Y'all just can't see my face right now. Hit the like button for the thumbnail. I'm already, You Will Make It TV is letting y'all know. I will be streaming soon, more often. You guys like ghost stories? Or y'all like more criminal stories? Or y'all want to see me go thrifty shopping? Because I do that a lot too. Y'all want to see me go thrift shopping? Yeah, y'all been saying don't go to the thrift stores because stuff be wrong with those clothes. You can get skin diseases. But you're supposed to wash them. This is our other audio host. She will be my future moderator as well. You don't need to know anything about her but that she's great. What's the name of your channel, honey?
Nocturnal is goth. I just said it.
They can't hear you.
Nocturnal is goth.
Nocturnal is goth. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of great projects pulling up out of nowhere. It's gonna seem like out of nowhere. Your only job, all we're asking you to do is hit that subscribe bell, especially when it comes to health and wellness. We believe here at You Will Make It TV that sleep is very, very, very important. Your sleep health, your sleep routine. We know you can't sleep the whole 24 hours every day, but some people do it in the daytime, some at night. Either way, you need it a little bit, okay? What is Nocturnal? What is your channel about a little bit? Some people, okay. I'm just going to put the hashtag, guys, where you guys can go check out her channel.
I forgot. I was going to make a Mother's Day video about you, but I forgot that it passed like a long time ago.
We're talking one of the best editors you've ever seen. She ain't even hit the main screen yet. So, yeah. I mean,
I'm only posting shorts. I don't have any video ideas.
Shorts are the biggest trend right now. Hit that like button if you agree.
That's the thing. That's why I'm only posting shorts.
I'm streaming / podcasting. I'm going to do it more often. I'll be back, guys, to talk about the inspirational insightfulness out of the updated story with DDG and Halle Bailey. It's just a back and forth thing because we be fans of them too, you know. Now they're trying to stop her, like she can't take her baby somewhere, to Italy or somewhere, because I heard she was doing a work project. I don't know if it's another movie. I hope it's The Mermaid 2. This summer would have been a great time for it to come out. Shout out to Miss Bailey. Go ahead. Nocturnal.
No.
Did you have something to say?
I was going to say that, wasn't that like 2023 or 2024?
This is this year. Oh no, the physical assault part I think happened sooner than we all found out about. They said supposedly he was hitting her before, during, and after the baby. But y'all know media broadcasts can be messy. We don't know. They said he was hitting on her before, after, and during the... Imagine somebody saying that about you. Either way, he's still pleading his innocence at this time. Shout out to DDG and the song Pump 4. I'm a really big fan, but not of domestic violence. They say we be flip-flopping. 1 minute we lick them, the next we don't. No, it's just like they have lives too. If they do something to one of your favorite celebrities, I mean, you might not be a fan anymore. You might not support them as much. That's why they try to control their image, guys. It's become a image war. Everybody know if your image look messed up, nobody gonna want to support your music anymore. So now they like, let's go. Just ruining the image to me looks like somebody just drew a beautiful painting and you go over there and splatter applesauce all over. Something just the worst. They can't even fix it a little bit. That's tarnishing somebody's image. And I do feel sorry for the celebrities sometimes. Elon Musk had to come on there with a black eye. When people automatically start saying, oh, maybe Trump did it or one of his girlfriends. Like, y'all know y'all messing with that person's image. We'll always love him. He already made his name known. Like, you can say whatever, bro. Did y'all think he can't get bruises or something sometimes? Shit, I can. The next person can if you fall. But they like the kid hit you. Uh, do we whoop their butts? What comes next? Maybe it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? You hit your dad with the toy train. I said at the beginning though, it's still not our business. So, shout out to Elon Musk. I hope to have my own brand new Tesla truck one day. What is it called? The Cybertruck. We're talking in what's your channel again? It's okay. The people that don't, you might not feel like streaming with me. That's okay. Stay tuned, guys. We'll have Dreams World back on probably with me. She can start talking with me too. My 2-year-old, she's already very vocal. And they probably like, is she serious? No, she gonna be on here with us. She has a lot to say about the world around her right now. That was Nocturnal's channel. I'm gonna share it in my post in a minute. And no, don't delete the. How many subscribers? What's your goal? What are you trying to get
to 50 so I can live stream.
Only 50? Okay, tubers, you know you got to get to 50 subscribers.
Because that's how much I had on my old.
She's almost there, guys. She got.
I need like 10 more. 20.
15.
I said.
Hey, shout out to DDG though. Hey guys, we're totally willing. I'm totally willing to come to Streamer University. I heard they're finna shut it down though, so hopefully they talk to us. Kai Sanat, I'm totally willing to come, but I heard that some of y'all, the people y'all let come there are bullies. They were messing with some of the students. And I'ma leave. If I come there and they're doing it, I'ma leave. Because I'm going to become one of the greatest streamers and they might want to fight me.
Or just be like Erika. She said she was going to
I know I can't do it with the screen black like this. So y'all won't see all of the live topics like this in the near future. Maybe they haven't even thought of that. But he do. He be live, but he's streaming at the same time. That's all I'm trying to... It sounds so simple. That's it, Tetasheri. Yes. I have some great ideas to bring to the table. So I left out talking about sleep health studies. You guys want to stay tuned because we're going to have something for the people. Because you have no more time but to think about sleep. First of all, if you're not sleeping or your sleep routine changes a lot. Because you can have a certain type of way that you work and move that sleep patterns change. All people know is we're human and we all need sleep. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live segment with You Will Make It TV, where we share inspirational quotes, messages, and inspiring topics in 2025. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Bye-bye. What are you doing?